All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for Matter's monthly info session, talking about our select membership and how you can build your healthcare business with Matter. Just to start things off, I'm going to talk a little bit about Matter as a whole, and then I'll jump into our membership. So Matter, we are a healthcare and tech incubator, and our mission is to accelerate the pace of change of healthcare. And so we are looking for the best solutions to bring to market as quickly as possible so that we can help as many people as possible. And we believe that the best way to do this is by facilitating collaboration between all the different stakeholders within our ecosystem. So entrepreneurs, different industry leaders, doing so, getting everyone in the same room to talk about their innovation. It's the best way to advance care and to ultimately save lives. And so we do this by having a pretty unique model. So Matter, we try to serve as this community nexus in the center where we bring in the startups from the startup incubation side and then the partners, different industry leaders from the corporate innovation side. And so I, as a venture acceleration manager at Matter, I sit on the startup incubation side. This is where we work one-on-one with our startups to provide the resources that they need in order to be successful and to get to the next milestone. On the corporate innovation side, we work with different partners within our ecosystem to either help them internally innovate or to source solutions that address the pain points that they're currently facing. And so by doing this, we can bring both sides of the table together to continue to spur that innovation, collaborate, and to, again, save lives. So in doing so, we have built the largest community of healthcare innovators to date. So since its creation, Matter has helped and worked with over 1,000 startups from all across the globe. We have partnered with 143 industry-leading hospitals, organizations, and universities. We've helped those startups raise over 5.3 capital, and we have over 60,000 folks in our network, and that's across stakeholders. On the right, you'll see the breakup of our portfolio. We have majority of our portfolio is digital health, though we do have a smattering of life sciences. So this includes diagnostics, therapeutics, med devices, and the like, services, consumer. Um, and then you can also see the breakdown of the partners that we work with. And so we have a lot of providers, different services within our network, as well as folks in the life sciences, so different universities, university health systems, foundations, associations, payers, and so on. And so again, by working across all these different areas, we get to pull in folks into our network, again, try to facilitate that engagement in order to spur innovation. And so Matter is not only a Chicago DNA organization, we are a global organization. And so in 2024 alone, we worked with over 270 startups. We partnered with 51 of our corporate partners, running different accelerator type programs. We were in 117 cities as well as 11 countries. And so we have startups from all around the globe that we help to break out into the US market. And we continue to work with those startups to this day. This is just a selection of the partners that we work with. So as you can see, again, includes university health systems, payers, hospital systems, and so on. The Matter member experience. And so at Matter, we have two tiers of membership that we have in order to help startups to build their business. The first one is a membership called Flex. This is $30 a month, and this is our online, go at your own pace type of membership. The membership that I will be talking about is called Select, and this includes our most inclusive set of resources. And so this is for the Select membership. To provide the resources that we find that entrepreneurs need in order to build the best healthcare business, we have surrounded those resources across these three pillars. That's one, building your business capabilities, two, raising capital, and then three, gaining traction in the market. And so under building business capabilities, the best way to know what you don't know is to ask someone who knows it. And so to that effect, we have an extensive mentorship and coaching network. And so every member that comes into our portfolio, they get paired with what we call an executive in residence. So this becomes your one-on-one mentor who provides the ongoing coaching and support, provides tactical support in terms of understanding what your strategy is, how you want to execute it, and providing the guidance to get you there. We also have the expert clinic. We have over 100 mentors in our expert clinic, and these are subject matter experts across different areas of healthcare. So, whether you need someone in clinical development, whether you need someone to talk about reimbursement, we have folks that you can pull on to talk to. And then, of course, you'll get support from Matter. So not only will you get the expertise from our expert clinic, but from our entire network at large. And so our network is available to you in order to get you whatever information or services you might need in order to move forward. Before I jump into talking about the other pillars, I do want to talk about how you start on this journey with us. And so there is an online application that you'll fill out. The venture team will review that application. And if you are eligible for an interview, we'll invite you for one where we'll talk to you about the different things that we would need to know about your company, specifically what your needs are. So where your company is, your status, understanding where you are in terms of like building your team or what your go-to-market strategy is. You don't have to have everything completely filled out. This is really just for us to understand where you are and what resources that we might have that would best be suited to match those needs. After that interview, we take all that information and then we share it with leadership. Leadership has the final say as to who gets into the portfolio or not. And so once leadership reviews that, if you are accepted, there's some onboarding and paperwork that you must complete. And then you have what we call a discovery session with me and my team. So this is again where we really dig into the details of your company so that we can best match the resources that we have to your needs. We'll also have you complete a roadmap assessment, which is just a snapshot of your company, where you are right now. And again, helping to bring a lot of the online materials that we have that would be best suited for those needs. And then we continue to build together. So I talked about the initial pillar, building your business capabilities and getting the advice and expertise that you need in order to make the best decisions for your company. In terms of raising capital, we provide fundraising support, and so we help you to tailor the story that you have to investors and partners in a way that is most appealing to them. So we work with you on your fundraising strategy. We work on your pitch deck, and other materials that you might need for when you are fundraising. And then we try to get you what we call investor ready. And so we want to prepare you for these conversations. We want to ask you all the questions that investors are going to ask you, and so that we can prepare you, get you to put your best foot forward in each and every conversation that you have moving forward. And so once you'll be working with my colleague Elle, as well as two venture fellows. These venture fellows are not only serial entrepreneurs, but they are investors themselves. And so they understand what it is to be on both sides of the table. They understand what, as a founder, they need to bring, and as an investor, what it is that they want to hear. So they bring that expertise and they really coach you and drill things into you to make sure that you are selling the best story at each and every time. Once they have labeled you investor ready, we then do investor outreach. And so we work with 27 firms on a preferred basis. And so we have curated suggestions for them on a monthly basis. And so if you are investor rated, you'll go into that pool of outreach, and then we'll try to match your company with the investors that are most likely to invest. And we try to facilitate conversations there. There's no guarantee of funding, but we do try to increase the likelihood of you getting funding. We also have a wealth of on-demand resources. So we have the digital curriculum, especially, and this is really geared towards folks who might just be starting out in healthcare or building a business in healthcare for the first time. And so we have a digital curriculum where you can go and watch different modules, learn more about the healthcare landscape. We have the professional services directory. You'll come to a point in your entrepreneurial journey where you'll have to outsource some of the work or to maybe seek out legal advice or consulting services. We have curated a list of 50 vendors for you all that we know work well with startups and will price well for startups. We also have the knowledge library, which includes articles, templates, resource guides, the works. So, for instance, if you've never built a cap table before, we have a template that you can use to work off that. And then our on demand, all of these resources, they live on our portal. This is a member portal that you'll get access to once you're a member. And this is where you can book time with our subject matter experts in the expert clinic. We also have a offering. It's powered by MDisrupt, but if you are looking to expand your team, they do HR and sorry, excuse me, they do talent sourcing on behalf of our members. Though I will say that that comes at additional cost to the membership. So when you're joining Matter, you'll be joining a dynamic community. Again, we like to facilitate engagement across stakeholders, and that includes founder to founder, right? And so we have lots of different opportunities where you can engage with other founders, you can engage with pharma, you can engage with investors. And so we have these member exclusive opportunities where we can have these private, really intimate conversation with different industry executives. Like I mentioned before, we're a global organization. So Matter can serve as your headquarters away from home if you're ever in town for a conference, an investor meeting, maybe a partnership collaboration meeting. You can have your meetings here. There are offices, we have our offices in Chicago. We also have conference rooms that you can rent out. And if there's an event that your startup wanted to put on, you can also use our facilities to host that event. We also have Slack channels where you can connect with our general, larger community, but then also private Slack channels for members only. All right, so that was the Select membership. Now, the Select membership is $400 a month. We do not take any equity, right? So Matter is a nonprofit. Our goal is to accelerate the pace of change of healthcare. We want you to keep every bit of ownership of your company. There are no additional fees, and everything is month to month. We are very well versed in the startup journey and what can happen, and so we really try to work with the startups to get them the resources that they need as they go through perhaps troubling times. And so, if there's anything, whether there are financial constraints, like please let us know. We can talk to you all. We can work something out. But this is the Select membership. If you find that you are not that you're not at a place where you can benefit from all of these resources, especially from the experts and what have you, we do have the Flex membership. This one's $30 a month. It includes all of our online resources, and this is a go at your own pace on your own time type of membership. So I like to call it the Netflix of our memberships. So you log in, you watch all the modules, you hop out, really, again, at your own pace, at your own time. So it includes the digital curriculum, the professional services directory, the knowledge library, and access to the general Slack community. And with that, I'd like to encourage you all to go out and do something that matters. I'll take any questions now. Okay, so we have a question. What percentage of members succeed in raising capital? I do not have a number for you. My colleague Elle, who runs the fundraising program, will be better suited to answer this question with specifics. But I don't have a percentage of you. I will say that last year alone, we facilitated 40 meetings for our companies. I'm sorry, I can't recall how many successfully received investment from that, but yeah, I'm so sorry I can't answer that question for you.
What are the funding sources that your companies are raising money from?
I'm sorry, what do you mean by raising from?
Where are they raising venture? Are they raising angel capital? I mean, what are they raising? Private equity? What I mean, what when you say you have connections to 27 firms, what does that mean?
Yes, so the 27 firms that we do have, there's a combination of angel groups, angel firms, as well as institutional VC firms.
And how many of the VCs do pre-seed, seed, as opposed to AB rounds?
Yeah, so we support startups all the way from ideation to Series B. So all of our investors lie within that range. And so I would say most of our investors are pre-seed seed just because that's where most of our portfolio is.
Okay. And have you had somebody go, go from pre-seed to IPO over the years that you've worked with?
Well, I've been at Matter for under 2 years, but I will say there have been, in the 10 years of Matter's existence, there have been companies that have successfully exited. Um, uh, Sorry,
I can
you asked
maybe
my thing.
I can maybe
Yeah,
speak to it a little bit too if you want. Yeah, we've
I
had
didn't,
a lot of our
Harrison, you
companies.
froze.
Oh, sorry.
oh,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of our companies that exit a lot go through the acquisition route, getting acquired by other companies, but there have been a couple that have gone an IPO route. Um, the only one that comes to mind for me immediately is PharmaCann, I think did an IPO. Um, but yeah, I'd say the most common exit is through acquisition to a larger company. So.
Yep. Okay. Did you guys cite any reference companies or?
Yeah, if you go to our Matter website, I'll see if I can pull one up quick. We do have a blog, and occasionally when companies do get acquired, we do kind of post on them. So, um, a couple that come to mind are like NowPow, Explore Surgical, as far as like ones that have gotten acquired that avenue. But I'll drop an example of one of our ones that we covered a couple times ago. Yeah, so NowPow got acquired that by Unite Us, and then Explorer Surgical got acquired by Global Healthcare Exchange. So
All
just
right.
drop that blog in the chat.
Oh, super. Thank you. All right. Well, look, great great overview. I will certainly take a look at it. And I had an introduction with your one of your folks who lives out in California. God, his name's escaping me right now, but
Is it Mike McGarry?
yeah, Mike McGarry. Sorry.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
no worries, no worries.
all right. Well, super. Well, I'll figure it out over the next week or two. Thanks very much.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email.
Will do.
Awesome.
Hi there, Schnaudy. Can I ask a question? It's Omed here. Is that okay? And
Yeah,
forgive me, did I pronounce your name okay? Forgive me.
Shanad. No worries at all.
Shanad, yeah, sorry. We are definitely pre-seed. We've raised some grant money. We're creating a machine learning solution to identify bone metastasis in CT scans, and then we have a vision beyond that. Is this the kind of business that you have experience of? So it's heavy data science, data hungry, so training data hungry, and then also a big piece around integrating into the pathway and partnerships to do that. So we've got solutions for all of it, but obviously we're pre-seed, so very early.
Got you. And is this a US company or are you trying to break into the US market?
Well, we're based in London, but
Mhm.
we're happy to be opportunistic about where capital, data, and let's say regulatory opportunities are, as well as all of the opportunities around verification studies and so on might be. And we think US might be that, but we are based in London currently.
Got you. Thank you for that context. So to answer your question, yes, we do have lots of folks in our portfolio that are using AI, training AI, what have you. And so, like I mentioned before, 65% of our portfolio is digital health solutions. And so we have resources specifically geared to help you all go through all the things that you will have to go through as a digital health app. Whether you are looking to break out into the US market or already based in the US, it doesn't quite matter. We do have resources to help you within the US market specifically. While we do work with lots of different companies from all over, we don't have the resources to help you break out into markets other than the US, if that makes sense.
So yeah, so we would have to make a decision as to whether we wanted to pursue US as a kind of significant part of our immediate plans, and then Matter would be a good option. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say take that to your team and discuss whether the US at the moment is a viable option for you all. We can still help you with other entrepreneurial things, if you will. But we do have expertise only in the US market.
But I would say, like, if your team is doing market traction research, the membership could potentially be valuable to help assist with that, with getting connected with mentors that have experience at hospitals and health systems throughout the US and kind of help give some context to that type of marketplace if you're looking to make a transition. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Any other questions from you? Is it Omaid? I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. No, pretty clear. So we just need to decide where we're going to focus in terms of our, where we want to do our verification studies, our various studies, and so on. There is we have worked out that there might be a fast track for the regulatory piece in the US, but we're pre that at the moment. We're earlier than that at the moment in terms of sort of going ahead with the regulatory stuff. Very useful, very useful.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have any further questions, or especially while you and your team are deciding whether this is the right move or not, please feel free to reach out to me.
Great, thank you.
No problem. Awesome. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for your attention for this monthly info session, and want to wish you a great rest of your day.